Shé here, and we're going to talk about the Suraya Namaskara. Suraya Namaskara. Suraya means sun in Sanskrit, and Namaskara is the path or the life of the sun. So it's how the sun lives within you. So what we are doing with each posture is reflecting an area of our life that the sun affects. 12 postures in a cycle, and there should be 12 cycles in a full set of Suraya Namaskara. So let's go through that. I'll do the first set really slow and we'll discuss each, and then I'll go through a set of 12 for you. Okay, are you ready? Hi, Shé here. Alright, we've had several requests, one from Robin, one from a couple of other people, about how do we do the Suraya Namaskara correctly. And they very much want me to do a video demonstrating the postures and the flow. Suraya Namaskara is a Sanskrit term. Sanskrit is an ancient Eastern language that is sacred, just like Latin is sacred to the Catholic Church's rituals. Well, in the Sanskrit, Suraya means sun, and Namaskara means embodying or something that's in the body. So that's what we're actually looking at doing, embodying what is in the sun, or taking the sun into our body. In other words, we're looking at 12 different aspects in our body that the sun affects. Right, and also this works with our subtle body. So it's not just about the gross body or the body of matter, it's also about our etheric body or our esoteric body, our spiritual body. So as we know, we're a multi-level being, and if something affects us on the physical, it will also affect us on the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. So we're creating an effect that ripples all the way through, everything does. But we're doing this consciously for the reason of building up our spiritual development and tapping in our solar batteries, tapping our internal solar batteries directly back into the sun so that we can get the maximum amount of power possible. The amount of power that we can generate through doing proper sun gazing and its associated practices is phenomenal. When it is done well, even NASA has reported incidences of spontaneous levitation, right, that have been documented, right? But we also have seen things like John Chen, who is able to light paper on fire with his hands, and so much more. But this is supposed to be the secret hidden teaching. Once upon a time in ancient times, this was an exoteric or an outward part of the practice that everybody did. The population was encouraged to get up early in the morning and to gaze at the sun and to do some of these exercises. There's another couple of exercises that do go along with this, and we will do those in the third set of our solar gazing. Okay, so Suraya Namaskara, what do we do? 12 postures, repeated 12 times. I'm going to go through the first set of postures quite slowly, explaining each one as we go. I will not do the mantras with it at this stage. Right, when you join with me in the morning, because I want you to just do the postures for a week or so. I might even do another video where I include the mantras with it. Right, but at this stage, don't confuse things, because sometimes people find it very hard to coordinate their mouth and their limbs at the same time. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Once you get into the Suraya Namaskara being muscular memory, which only takes about a week or so because it's got a very natural flow to it, then you'll find it much easier to start incorporating the names of the sun, right, which is what the 12 mantras are. Okay, so let's do this without further discussion. Now, our first posture is our prayer posture. Now, our prayer posture is our prayer to the sun. We've been doing our solar gazing, and it's exactly the same motion that we have when we do our sun gazing. We are raising, scooping up, except we have our feet together instead of our feet apart with our toes turned in. So we've got our feet together, right, legs pressed together, but we are still scooping up the energy of the earth in an offering to the sun, and then we're bringing the energy of the sun and the earth together into our heart. Now, prayer posture is not with the hands flat together, right? Pushing everything out of the way. It is a scooping, right? So we scoop up and we bring it into our heart, and then we come up and stand as straight as we possibly can. What the Suraya Namaskara really gives to us that sometimes we don't get with our ordinary sun gazing is this levitation feeling, the magnetic pull of the sun drawing us upwards, right? That gives us our lightness of being, right? This is why it's so good at removing depression. When people are depressed, they're moving down towards the mother. That's why blues singers always sort of walk around like this, because they're getting down with the mother, right? We don't want to lift ourselves away from that effect of the earth. The earth does give us birth, it gives us our life, but it also takes our life back again. We all go down into Mother Earth in the end. So let's delay that as long as possible. And we do that by resisting the magnetic pull of the earth with the magnetic pull of the sun. And I will show you, when I'm finished, a couple of magnetic toys that will demonstrate this, exactly what I mean. And we become suspended. This is why spontaneous levitation happens so easily when we do this correctly. Right? So we become suspended. We are a magnet ourselves, and we become suspended between the force of these two great magnets. So when we're doing this, right, so when we just do our solar gazing of the morning, our posture is knees bent, toes in, really activating our dantian to be a receptacle for the energy, right? And we stay a bit scrunched down, right? But when we do the Suraya Namaskara, the feet come together, the scooping in happens, and we are being pulled up by the sun because it's filling our heart and it's filling our solar plexus, right? So we go to the heart, drop our hands down, then we push our hands up into the sky. Again, the magnetic pull of the sun. Feel the sun grabbing the tips of your fingers and almost lifting you off the ground. You start to become weightless and strong, right? And the power is so overwhelming, it'll push you backwards. So lean back as far as you can. Scoop that energy, because that actually is extending the size of your aura around you. Very hard for people to sneak up on you if you have a large aura behind you. So you pull that energy again back down to the heart. Now our next posture is, from there we just bend over, right? It's our hand to feet, or a forward fold posture. Now, because I haven't warmed up, I will touch my toes and then straighten my legs, right? And you'll find with each of the vinyasa, or each of the cycles, you'll be able to go further and further down to your legs. But don't pop anything. Just go as far as is natural for you. You are the world's expert on your body. It should feel like a joyful stretch, not a painful exercise, right? So once we've gone down to the forward fold, what we are then going to do, so I'm on the wrong end of the mat, what we are then going to do is scoot our left foot back, our right foot forward. All right, this is called the equestrian pose. All right, so like you're riding a horse. Should be a bit of a bouncy feel. Some people teach the Suraya Namaskara on the flat of the top of the foot. You can't really get a good bounce with that. Right, it should be on the toes, and that also helps with arthritis in the toes, the ankle joints. It keeps it all activated. Activated joints when we're doing sun exercises helps keep our joints bent and flexible. So a horse riding pose, right? But a horse riding pose, if you're riding a horse well, again, it's a weightless feeling. Now, there's a whole Eastern philosophy, which we'll also talk about, called wind horse, where your energy literally lifts you and carries you. So this is the first stage of wind horse. So we're getting carried up and pulled up to the sun. So we're again doing a little bit of sun gazing, drawing in our energy, thank the sun for it, and then go down. And go down as far as is comfortable for you. Don't go too far. I'm going right down into the maximum pose. This really opens your hips out. Right, death starts in the hips, and this is the antidote for that. Right, which means after a period of time doing this, it's quite easy to do the splits. So you go down into that, and then you scoop back up again into the equestrian pose. Right, from the equestrian pose, you go into your what is close to a downward dog, but it's actually the mountain pose. So mountain pose, you don't have to scoop your back out as far. There's more of a focus on getting the heels down to the ground and the bum in the air, right? But this is the focus of this pose is stability. So if somebody walked up beside you and pushed you now, you would not fall over because you're as stable as a mountain, right? And you feel how the mountains have arisen out of the earth, right? Because the sun's magnetic pull pulled them up in an earthquake and drew them up towards the sun. Right? It's very stable. This allows all of your organs to go forward up into the top of your torso. So again, this is a position where we're thankful to the sun for lifting our organs. Right? So this is a prelude to the gnarly exercises, right? Because our organs are going into the right place. Right. Then when from the mountain pose, we come down into what's called the 8-point pose. So that's toes, knees, hands are 6, right, and then you have your chest and your chin, and you move through and up into your cobra, right? Some people do cobra. Now cobra has the toes flat. Again, we're activating our joints, so up on your toes. So this is really an upward dog, and we're looking up again, getting that lift from the sun. This is another resting pose, so you should feel light, right, while you're doing it. From our upward dog, straight back into our mountain, back into our equestrian pose. We bring the opposite foot forward, so we bring our right foot forward, left foot back, look up, thankful to the sun, go down in a position of thanks. Right, your knee goes out to the side, you're still on your toes, but it's a maximum stretch for the hips, but just go as low as is comfortable for you. If you can't get all the way down, just your body changes slowly. So let it have its slow metamorphosis into a beautiful flower that opens up into the sun. And then we're going to bring our other foot back from there. So back together into our toes, hands to feet. And I literally like to tuck my fingers under my toes. I think it completes the circuit of the body. And the feeling you want is to hang. Now, if you've got to hang and put your chest on your knees because your hamstrings are really tight, that's fine. Eventually your hamstrings are going to loosen. So, but the way to loosen them is to go down as far as you can and then straighten your legs out slowly as far as you can comfortably. And let your body hang, right? Feel the sun pull the hips up towards it, right? Feel the gravity of the earth pulling everything else down. Feel your body using that gravity to make your organs in your body function properly and move into the correct place. This is the biggest battle that our astronauts have in outer space, is that in weightlessness, full weightlessness, their internal organs don't function properly. All right? So after we've done our forward fold, then we come up gracefully. If you need to come up slowly, that's fine. All the way up. Now you might, with your bend back, simply put your hands straight in the air and tilt your head back. That's fine. Right. Eventually your neck and your back will free up. And scoop that energy down into the heart. That's also a really good one for the butt. Much better than squats and much easier. All right, and back to our salute to the sun. Finish up with a nice prayer posture. Okay, so that's one full cycle. That was 12 postures, right? But when you do it properly, I'm just going to put my hair clip down. When you do it properly, it doesn't feel like a whole 12 postures. It just feels like a nice flow. Robin showed me a lovely poster that she's got with all the traditional postures, not the modern extended ones, put around into a circle, which is brilliant. So you see that it is a cycle. It also reflects cycles of time, right? Our 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night, right? So we've got like a daytime pose and a nighttime pose in each one. So that's why we do one thing and then we have the opposite as well, right? We've also got our 12 months of the year, right? Our 12 solar months. We have 13 lunar months and 12 solar months, right? So this is what it starts to get us used to these cycles of time. And if you can take the time out to do these of a morning, you will find that it feels like time slows down for you. When your time starts to slow down for you, and everything else around you might speed up, but you seem to have enough time in the day to do everything, what happens is that's when you really start to hit that age reversing, right? Because things are slowing down for you. And with that comes joy, right? With the relief on the internal organs is the release from depression, right? When our body feels good, it is very hard for us to feel bad emotionally because of that multi-leveled layer that we are. And if we want to be good at our esoteric work, we have to do this from a position of joy. So many traditions say, enter in perfect love and perfect trust and throw fear outside. This becomes redundant because you are simply in a state of joy all the time. And only the highest spiritual energies are drawn to you because the radiance of that joy drives everything away that is not attracted to the light. All right, so let's go through that. We'll do our 12 cycles really quickly. So I've done the first cycle really slow, so that's one. So, all right, so you won't do these this fast, but I'm just doing them so you get the idea of the flow. So our sun salute and scoop up into prayer. Raise our energy up. Feel the sun drawing you up and back as far as you can. Draw that energy from behind you, back, and then we move straight down into forward fold, hands to feet. Put your hands down, shoot your leg back into equestrian, look up. From equestrian, this is still sort of part of equestrian, put your head down into the abeyance, then back up onto your hands and into mountain. From mountain, we ease down into the 8-point pose. So bring your chest and your chin along the ground. Right, so that's cobra there, but we want to go all the way up. And then back into mountain. Push your heels down. Feel very stable. Bring your opposite leg forward and look up. And then look down. Bring your hands to the front. Right. And then lift your bottom up for forward fold. Scoot your hands back up and over behind you. Pulling that energy through to your heart. And a final salute to the sun to come back to prayer. So that's 2. So prayer, from that we go straight back up. And it comes forward, forward fold, hands to feet. Put your hands down, scoot your left leg backwards, look up, and then look down. Bring your hands to the sides, mountain pose, feet together, heels down. From mountain pose, going down into 8-point pose. So we're moving through into cobra. And your upward dog on your toes. Then your mountain. From mountain, step back into your equestrian, look up, look down. Bring your other leg back together, forward fold. Right, from forward fold, bring your hands up. Bend back. And then our salute to the sun. So that's 2. This is our 3rd round. 3. Right. Down into forward fold. And you see you can stretch further each time you do it. From forward fold, you put your left leg back and look up. Equestrian, horse rider. Looking down. Looking back up. Scooting your leg back into mountain. From mountain, drop your knees. Drop down your elbows. Put your chest on the ground and your chin up into your cobra. Hands beside your chest. Push all the way up. Push the bottom back up into our mountain pose with your feet together. It's good when you put your feet together because you're more balanced for the equestrian to bring your leg back through. Look up. And look down. And then bring your feet back together. Forward fold. Hold on to the backs of your legs if you can. Alright, from your forward fold, scooting back up into another sun salute, but you take it all the way to the back. Bring the energy forward into prayer. Another sun salute, prayer, and shoot back. Forward fold. Put your hands down, left leg back, look up, look down. Shoot your leg back into mountain. Drop your heels. Have a big stable stretch. Right, from mountain down to your knees, down to your elbows, chest and chin on the ground. Cobra. Push your hands up, then back up into mountain. Heels down, feet together. Bring your right leg through, up into equestrian. Look down. Bring the other leg back together. Back into forward fold. Hold your toes, hold your ankles. Scooping back up. That was 5, So 6. And down into your forward fold. Now I'm getting down further each time I do that. Left leg back. Equestrian. So good for your hips, it feels good. I love this pose. And then look down. Right. Then scoot your leg back into mountain. Put your feet together. Big stretch, make it stable. Drop your heels. Then drop your knees. Drop your elbows. Scoot your body through. Up into cobra. Push yourself up into your upward dog. Then down into your mountain. Feet together. Bring your right leg forward, look up. It just feels so natural once you start to do it properly. Then look down. And bring your feet together. Forward fold. Good stretch. Coming up from the forward fold. Back into back bend. And salute. So 6. Salute to the sun. Push your hands up. Down into your forward fold. Hands down. Shoot your left leg back, look up. So we're assuming you're looking at the sun. And then drop down. Back to your hands. To your mountain pose, jumping your leg back. From your mountain pose, you come down to your 8-point pose. Feet, knees, elbows, chin, chest, push up. Away from your microphone leads. Upward dog. Down into your mountain with your feet together, drop your heels. Left leg forward. Equestrian, look up. Bring that down. Feet together, forward bend. Raising your hands up. So that was 7, was it? This is 8. Down into your forward fold. Feet down, hands down, left leg back, look up into your equestrian, drop down, keep your knee off the ground, Shé. Come back up, feet together, mountain pose, drop your heels, have a good stretch, stable, feel stable. Right, and then drop your knees down. And scoot your body along the ground. Then come up into upward dog. From upward dog, back into your cobra. Bringing the opposite leg to the front. And then down onto the ground. Scooting your other leg forward. Forward fold, grab your toes or your ankles. Straighten your legs. Bring energy up. Now if you can't go up forward like that, you just roll yourself up slowly. Lean back as far as is comfortable. This is 8. So salute to the sun. Down into forward fold. Remember, from halfway we're working on the opposite leg. So take your right leg back. Look up. Go to the inside. And scoot your legs together into mountain. Stretch your heels down, your hands up, and feel really stable. That mountain arising out of the earth towards the sun. Right. From mountain, we're going knees, elbows, chest and chin as close to the floor as you can. Forward, hands to the side, and push up. Again, looking up at the sun joyfully. Reversing that into mountain, feet together. Bring the opposite leg forward. Look up. To the inside. Head down. Feet together. Stretch. Coming up. This is our 9. Forward fold. Hands under feet or around the back of the ankles. Really stretch your legs out. Bring the opposite leg back. And looking up. And then looking down. Bringing your leg back into mountain. Have a good stretch with the heels going down. Feeling nice and stable. Bringing your knees down. Your chest to the ground. Bring it along the ground as far as you can before you have to go up, like a seed rising out of the ground. Back into your mountain pose. Equestrian without the microphone lead. Opposite leg, looking up. And looking down. Bring both feet together. Straighten your legs. Forward fold. Forward fold, rising up. And thanks, enjoy. All the way back. This is 9.
You're up to 11, Shane. There's 2 to go.
11. Ooh, see,
This is 11.
See, it just goes to show you don't have to be good at counting to do this. This is 11. Down to your forward fold. Straighten your legs out. Pull your heels back if you can. So we want the opposite leg back. And look up. Hands to the inside. And look down. Scoot that leg back. Mountain. And you should really start to feel all your organs moving back up like at this stage in the cycle. Like you feel it moving away from your gut back up into your rib cage and your chest. All right, from mountain, we're going to go back down. All right, this is really good if you've got shoulder problems, because you put your chest down as low as you can. All right, nose, chin, chest as close to the ground as possible. Ease forward and look up. Onto your toes. And then back in the mountain. Drop the heels. Right, that opposite leg comes forward now. Then we look up. And then we look down. And then we bring our legs back together. And forward fold. From our forward fold, bring our hands up. Pull that energy into our heart. So this is my last one. You sure? Never doubt the cameraman. Never doubt the cameraman. Okay, so for the last one, I'm going to take a little extra time because I really like to enjoy my last one. So, getting centered. If the sun was in front of me, I'd be doing my good sun gaze, pulling all that energy in, my legs together, then shooting it up because I'm going to do stuff with it and allowing it to pull me up and make me weightless, make me float. Really feel that energy coming back to your heart, and then release. This is a real relaxation pose. So just let yourself flop forward as far as is comfortable for you. You can stretch yourself behind your feet if you want to. Stretch yourself down. Feel how much after 12 repetitions all of your ligaments and joints have started to joyfully lengthen out, like children in a playground getting used to running around and stretching again. Right, so that you can go out into the playground of life and enjoy yourself. So we're going to take our opposite leg back, knee out to the side, and look up. Knee further out to the side, and look down, really releasing our hips. Hands either side of our feet, back into mountain. Looking down from the mountain, we're going to go down, chest, the nose, draw across the ground. Looking up, back into mountain. Bring our opposite leg back through. Look up. Look down. Bring our legs together. Forward fold. Stretch out. Oh, I love pulling my toes when I do this. Takes my thoughts away from the back of my knees. Oh. Don't pull your toes too hard. Stretch, and then come up. Final sun salute. And then just stay there for a little while and just feel how your body feels. Like even without the sun, my body feels stretched and relaxed and energized without being exhausted. My heart rate is raised without sweating, without perspiring like a demon, but it all feels good. It doesn't feel like I've pushed myself hard or I've damaged myself. And if you're doing this in front of the sun, you'll also feel like waves of energy just surge towards you. Right? These waves of energy we're very interested in, because these waves of energy are the balancing of the magnetic currents between the Earth and the sun.
Bright, bright sunshiny day.
Keep going.
Oh, okay. So we have magnets on here and magnets on there. So what happens is, we are the pencil in the middle. And when the two magnets, these two sets of magnets are working in sync, what happens is it gets suspended. That is levitation, eh? Skeptics tell you there's no such thing as levitation. Just ask them about the bullet trains that work on magnetic levitation, these frictionless trains. Absolutely no friction, absolutely no effort. If we turn that pencil, because there is no friction, it will turn and turn and turn and turn for a very long time, because there's nothing to slow that down. And we want to become like that. Once we get a bit of momentum up, if we are balanced between the magnets of the sun and the earth, there's no friction, there's no rubbing, there's no irritation to slow us down. We just become joyful. The more joyful we are, the closer we are to not only what they call enlightenment, but also to living as a positive deity on this planet. This is our divine nature, right, to live like this. Ken's saying stick up. But I want you to be close enough to see that that's got nothing to support it. Can you see that, Ken? Does it look? There we go. Can you see that? It's got nothing supporting it except the two magnets. Magnetic levitation, if you want to look it up, there's all sorts of uses for it on the internet.
Bright, bright sunshiny day.
Yeah. You may not want to do it 12 times. You may want to do it just through once. That's fine. I recommend 3 is a good goal if you've never done it before. Try and do 3 times through. And what we'll probably do over the coming week is start to increase that by 1 repetition at a time, like we did with the 5 Tibetans. Yeah, I think if we got 3 repetitions at a time, that might be a little bit too tough for me. So we might just increase that by 1 rep at a time. All right, my love. So no sun today, but there's always sun in our hearts. So love to you, and hopefully we'll see you before, fingers crossed, before the end of the week. Ken, you're the weatherman. What do you think? Is it going to rain all week?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we might have to go for this next week. All right, my loves. Every blessing, but we'll do other things. If it's still raining tomorrow, we'll do an extended gnarly explanation, and I'll show you how to do some cool stuff with your bellies with gnarly. All right. Every blessing to you.